And welcome back, students, for another lesson in web design. Today we're going to be talking about paragraphs. We're not necessarily talking about the English version of what you might think of a paragraph is, but it is kind of treated in some ways very similar. So if we look at our sample web page here again, right, we've talked about in last lesson about the heading tag. This time we're going to specifically talk about the paragraph tag, or this little P right here. Now this is the indication of a paragraph, and in web design, a paragraph doesn't have to be like 3 to 4 sentences or anything like that. It could be just one sentence. It could be one word. It's just simply the style that is getting applied here. So this one is one sentence, but of course we can make it longer. So what we want to do is put in some code here to demonstrate some stuff with how paragraphs work. So I'm just going to delete out this sample code that we had in here, and I'm going to add in this. I'm going to do a second paragraph here. Alright, so there we go. I've added in 2 paragraphs, and let's take a look at the first one here. Alright, now you can see in here I hit enter, I put a couple extra spaces in, and yet when I look at how that gets rendered over here in my live view, and the same thing would happen if I were to open this up in a browser, it puts it all on one line. And that's because when you hit enter, when you hit spacebar, all this extra, it ignores extra white space characters. It's only going to put like a space in there, and that's it. If you wanted to add in, for example, a enter, you'd have to, in this case, if you notice how I got this to go down, is I had to make another paragraph. So every time, if you were writing a paper normally, you just hit enter and you get to another paragraph. In web design, if you want another paragraph, you have to use another paragraph tag. And notice it's not inside the same paragraph, it's a paragraph closed out and then another paragraph gets started. Additionally here, it says if you change the window size, you'll see this text wrap before your very eyes. So I'm just going to come over here. I'm going to drag this around here just a little bit so you can see. And you can see how that gets moved there. I don't know where the C came from. All right, and let me just drag it back. And you can see that the text moves back to where it was. So that's another thing about the paragraph tag is it will automatically wrap that text based upon the size of your window. So you don't have to worry about like text wrapping or like your text running off the screen or anything like that. Now, we are currently looking at this in live view, and you'll notice that those changes that went on. Now, I already mentioned that it doesn't do a paragraph. The easy way to do this is do another paragraph. However, there is another way that you can do that instead. We can use the break tag, which will force the browser to display the text on the next line. And the great thing is about using break tag, we can use it either inside or outside of a paragraph tag. And to do that, we're just simply going to add the BR spacing. So let's say I want to put it right here in this paragraph tag. So right before while, I want while in its own line. So I'm just going to add in BR. And you can see it forces while down onto its own line. I have one more thing to show you, which is the pre-tag. The pre-tag stands for pre-formatted text. Right? And the nice thing about it is it helps keep our lines and spaces. So if we don't want to really mess around with the paragraph tag, we can use the pre-tag. I mean, most people will use the paragraph tag because the pre-formatted, again, is pre-formatted. So let me just quickly write up some code here to show how those would look. All right, so I went ahead and just added this in here. I just did my binary evolution 4 times. And you can see with the paragraph tag, it put it all on one line. You can see here my code view, even though they're all on separate lines of code, line 16, 17, 18, and 19. Over here in the web page, it puts them all on the same line until it runs over in the window with text wrapping. Whereas when I look at the pre-formatted tag, you'll see that each line is put on its own line in the web page. So pretty much in essence, how you can think about this is the paragraph tag displays text all in a single line, whereas the pre-tag will put each sentence on its own line. And you'll notice that the pre-tag also has a predefined style to it. All right? And that concludes our lesson for today, folks.